Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd. So today the demo dropped for NBA 2K20. Everybody excited for that. But you know, for me, I'm a franchise guy. Yes, I'll dabble a little bit in my career. That'll probably be more off camera, maybe live streams, if anything. But you guys know I am ready to get a franchise mode series started. So I'm going to lay out how I plan on doing the franchise mode this year for NBA 2K20. And I'm also going to give you guys a few options as to which team you guys would like to see for that franchise mode series. So first, this series will be a MyGM series. Yes, I know my league is a little bit more popular. MyGM to me, I think could be a little bit more challenging, and you kind of get more interaction with the players, with the owner, with coaching staff. I think that can make things a little bit more interesting as we go through the series, right? Because just like the Madden series we have going on now, I want to get a long time, like a lot of years under our belts with this series. So I'm thinking MyGM be a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more random, a little bit more interactive, and that's what we're going to end up doing this year. With that said, we have 4 team options that we could actually go with, and as usual, you guys let me know in the comment section below which team would you like to see us use. Now, option number 1, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, OKC, a team that literally was supposed to compete just last season. We've seen the offseason for Oklahoma City Thunder. That involved losing out, of course, on Russell Westbrook. He's now in Houston. You bring in Chris Paul, who does not want to be there, so we have to make the immediate decision. Do you keep Chris Paul? Do you let Chris Paul walk? Do you try to trade Chris Paul for literally pennies, because a lot of teams aren't going to want to take on that contract? What do you want to do? But with that said, you have Gilgeous-Alexander. If you guys follow my NBA channel, shameless plug, DLloyd NBA, I'll probably link it in the description. You guys know how big I am on Gilgeous-Alexander. I think he's a great player, and I think he was, to me, I was saying he's probably the best point guard in last year's draft. That was including Trae Young. Maybe I was a little wrong in that assessment. But you guys know how I feel about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think he's a great point guard. You will have him right there. Do you want to have Chris Paul there to mentor him? Or do you just want to give the second-year player the reins and let him work? So a team that's clearly in a rebuilding situation, but they have guys who could potentially be very, very good. And I think they could be an interesting story, an interesting team to take over. Option number 2, we have the New York Knicks. Now, New York, they traded Kristaps Porzingis with hopes of landing Zion, landing Kyrie, landing Kevin Durant, and we all know what happened. They got none of those guys. So you traded Kristaps Porzingis and you ended up with RJ Barrett. Yes, not a bad consolation prize, but not exactly what they were hoping for at the beginning of the offseason. You also got Julius Randle, and you have a ton of power forwards. Literally nothing but big men and power forwards over there in New York City right now. But I think we could come in to MSG and we could rebuild the brand, rebuild this team. Yes, of course, you're going to build around RJ Barrett. Yes, and I think you need to figure out the point guard situation. You need to figure out the shooting guard situation. But I think the Knicks can be an interesting team. Of course, you know that conveniently all their contracts end right when Giannis becomes a free agent. So you know that's going to be a big time push for New York. But what way do we take this team? I think it could be interesting as well. Of course, the Knicks, huge fan base, right? They just haven't put everything together probably the last decade, right? So can we come in, step in, and actually make the New York Knicks great? I think so, but I think it'll be an interesting road in order to making that happen. And of course, I like Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, but really what else do you want to keep long term with the New York Knicks is definitely the question. Dennis Smith Jr., is he the long-term solution? I think that could be an interesting series as well. And then at number 3, you have the Charlotte Hornets. Now the Charlotte Hornets is a team that's basically dissipated right at this point. Don't really have much. Kemba Walker was the saving grace. He was the guy carrying this team on his back. He is now gone. You bring in Terry Rozier, solid player. To me, I think you overpaid him a little bit, but you had to bring somebody back after losing a Kemba Walker, right? I don't think this team is very good. Just honestly, I think they're one of the worst teams in the NBA across the board. They don't have the best salary cap situation. Nicholas Batum has a terrible contract as well. How can we come in and make this team good? I like some of the pieces that they currently have. I like Malik Monk. I think he's a solid scorer coming off of the bench for you, but you don't have any cornerstone players to build around. And that's something that you will have to really consider. Do you go out and get that marquee player, or do you try to build a team? What do you do with some of these bad contracts? A lot of options for the Charlotte Hornets. I think they'll be probably the most challenging of the teams I listed, but I think it'll be the most rewarding if you could get everything finished. So the Charlotte Hornets is option number 3. And at option number 4, we have an expansion team. So we can make the team, city, logo, color scheme, all that good stuff, have an expansion draft, and pretty much go from there. So if you guys want to see this as an option, I think that's something that we could do. I've never really done this before on camera, an expansion team for a series. I think it could be fun. I think it could be interesting as well. So you guys let me know in the comment section below which of these options would you like to see. Of course, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder, the New York Knicks, the Charlotte Hornets, or an expansion team. You guys let me know what you guys would like to see. But like I said, it will be a MyGM. We will be starting either on the 6th or right around the 6th when the game comes out. But I'm definitely excited to get this series going. And like I said, we're going to get a ton of seasons under our belt. So you guys let me know how you guys feel about it and your votes in the comment section below. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.